Imagine walking into a VA, you need help, you need benefits, you need clarity on something, and they say, we are short-staffed, sorry, can't get to you. We talk to probably 120 veterans a day on average on my team for what we do. I hear veterans every day of my life upset. There's no gray area with the VA. It is either hated or it's loved. I have relatives that served, and I've got friends that served, and half of my team here served. While it's a wonderful resource for certain things, the healthcare for one of my best friends especially was absolutely unbelievable. They're cutting 72,000 jobs. They don't want AI, man. They want humans. They want handshakes. They don't want freaking AI bots. Hello, Mr. Smith. If anything, we should be cutting jobs from other places and making veterans' lives that much better and easier. So the VA just announced massive work cuts in 2025.
Department of Veteran Affairs is planning a reorganization effort with plans to cut over 80,000 jobs from its agency.
And this is a Doge thing. The VA Secretary, Doug Collins. You would think of that, this should be about a service, right? I know for our company, we are here for the service. Our veterans in our line of work get treated poorly. They get misled. When they come across our service, it's refreshing to them. When Doge and the secretary are sitting at a table saying, what can we do to better this and that? The bottom line, hey, we don't have to pay 72,000 people? Or is it this AI is gonna make the veterans' experience and services that much better? Which one is it? Comment below which one you think it is. The target here is like administrative staff, call centers, clinical support employees. The VA argues that AI is going to fill some gaps. With that, they can reallocate funds to other areas. They're trying to become almost a private sector operation. When you're reducing human labor, you're reducing what? Jobs. Right? I'm a firm believer that the human touch is always going to be needed. The human thought process is always going to be needed. Why are we taking it from an institution or an organization that helps these guys who have been blown up, shot at, mentally tortured every day? I talk to vets that have panic attacks on the phone with us because they start thinking about death because we talk about VA plan and the way it works and how it really kind of gets the VA out of paying a bunch of death claims. That will be another video for another time. Call center people, you're talking about what if a vet has a death claim with their new VA life policy? The spouse of the veteran is calling trying to get a check and they can't get it because, oh, sorry, we weren't able to take your call. Please leave a message, even though your husband died who served the country and you're waiting for a death check. That's garbage. There's already long wait times. If you haven't gotten a claim in, you better get it in now. If you're a vet going after 100%, you better get it in now. If you're a vet at 40 trying to get to 70 or whatever it may be, you better get it in now. It already takes forever, and now it's just gonna take longer. If we were to ask 10 vets right now, would you rather have humans working at the VA, obviously knowing the VA struggles, or do you think a bunch of AI could actually improve the operation at the VA? The more understaffed, the more stressed they are, the more worked they are. There's already long wait times. Let's look up how many VA employees there are. In conversations that we have with our vets, about 400,000. So you got 360 employees, doctors, nurses, admin, and medical staff. The VBA, the Veterans Benefits Administration, is 20 to 25,000 benefits specialists. Those same benefits specialists that if you're a vet and you call and say, hi, I'd like VA life, I'd like your new life insurance policy, that specialist is just going to sign you up for a policy that has a gap of 2 years with no coverage. It does help a very small percentage. But for about 95% of vets, if that vet dies 3 months later, now that family gets 3 premium payments back instead of a full check. Again, this isn't about life insurance, but these job cuts are 100% going to affect things like that. When a new regime comes in, there's always a lot of change. You've got tariffs going on right now that are causing an uproar. You've got budget cuts, and it all affects the middle class, the lower class, the upper class doesn't have to worry about any of this stuff. But for someone who really relies on the VA, this is going to hurt because they're not going to get the level of service that they should be getting. They already don't get the level of service that they should be getting. A couple people that we have on our team either used to work at the VA or may still work at the VA. We talk to VSOs, we talk to deputy commissioners, we talk to a lot of people inside of this. I don't know if I've ever heard one time, oh my God, this VA is amazing. There's so much good here. I have, however, heard this place was a nightmare. This is the worst service I've ever gotten. That's like going to a crappy restaurant and you're taking the best 2 employees out of the building that are holding it together and you expect the same results. And I just don't think that AI is going to be able to replace this type of service. AI isn't gonna know Mr. John Smith, who was a Vietnam vet, who's got diabetic neuropathy and is about to have toes amputated and just lost his wife. Again, fine in certain situations, but not to men and women that wrote a blank check for our country. I'm not a 71-year-old with congestive heart failure, COPD, and Agent Orange. That man needs service, period. You talk to post 9/11 30-year-old, 40-year-old veterans who may be medically discharged PTSD. AI might be okay for those guys, right? But that doesn't do anything for your senior authority at this point, which is the Vietnam era vet. There's going to be more confusion about benefits. If there's going to be less people at the VA to get information from, more groups like mine are going to have to step up to help vets understand disability ratings, their new insurance plans, or even their old insurance plans. They're dropping their mortgage assistance program. It's going to cause a little bit of distrust in the VA system itself because these guys feel like they're constantly forgotten about. If anything, we should be adding 72,000 employees to the VA system. I actually spoke with a gentleman today who works for the VA. He loved our ad on Facebook because it was so straightforward. My name is Mike DeSecco. I own a company named We Protect Veterans. We safeguard veterans through their insurance process after the new VA Life program was launched 2 years ago from the VA. The plan itself has a gap of 2 years with no coverage. My team and I will find veterans proper day one coverage. Somebody's got to help our vets understand new things happening, benefits. We've already helped over 17,000 veterans. We've saved $7 million plus in premiums. We're here to stay and we're here to help. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the little notification so you can keep up with this news. I work with a vet who, when they get discharged or retire, don't look at any of the paperwork. Then they get pissed when they miss out on a benefit, whether it was a time frame. Take SGLI, converting to VGLI. 480 days a vet has. Some vets have no idea because they didn't want to listen or they didn't want to read. Then you've got the veteran like this gentleman who pays attention to everything. They're checking daily what is going on at the VA. This guy let me go through my explanation of our services, and because it's very simple when we get on the phone with veterans, if you think we can help you, it's an honor and a privilege to serve you. And at the end of the conversation, he was like, you have to get in front of more veterans. If you take a look at VA Life, the insurance product that came out, almost 60,000 veterans have purchased VA Life. If you go by our numbers, out of 60,000 vets, we could go get 56,000 veterans day one coverage. That means you have 56,000 vets making premium payments into nothing. 56,000 people paying $75 a month times 12 months. That's $50 million a year. How are they taking in 50 mil from an insurance plan? They should be adding employees with the amount of money that they're gaining because there has been no insurance carrier attached to VA Life. VGLI is a private market prudential life insurance policy. The new program, which is a whole life plan, doesn't have a carrier attached to it. That means the federal government is going to be paying death claims, 10, 20, 30, or 40K. That was up a $75 a month payment. I've replaced VA life policies where they're paying $290 a month. We're actually talking probably hundreds of millions of dollars a year that the VA is taking in premiums for something that won't pay out if somebody dies. I am the most obsessed human being on earth keeping veterans out of a 2-year wait. If you're gonna pay $75 a month and you can get an insurance policy, say for burial costs, and you've got 2 policies in front of you right now, $75 a month for $10,000. You have to pay $75 for 2 years, then your $10,000 is available, or $75 for $10,000. If you die tomorrow, the $10,000 pays. Which one would you pick without knowing the title or knowing the name of the product? You're picking the immediate coverage. You can't just say, oh, I'm gonna pick this one because it's from the VA. It's an insurance policy. Who cares? Insurance policies are here to pay our family. Who's gonna pay my family the most and give me the best price? It's not the VA. Ring, ring. Hi, this is Sophie from the VA. Hey, Sophie, this is Mike. I need VA life. Okay, Mike, no problem. Let's sign you up. It should be, hey, Mike, I'm actually looking at your health records here. Your health looks really good, my friend. You could probably protect your family better and save money if you talked to these guys. We have thousands of reviews. Not one of them would ever say, we're pushy, we're selling. We educate for veterans because that's what we do. Just a recap here, if you have benefits to fill out or you need to submit something or you need to make a damn phone call, I would do it ASAP. Get everything in that you need to get in, because whether it's headstones, plots, healthcare, life, go get it in and get it done ASAP. It will impact every human I talk to on the phone every day while I still continue to work with vets. I want to be able to have answers for these guys, have some benefits or services if possible. Look, veterans are hurting. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten on the phone with a vet. He wants to take care of his daughter who is a single mom and lives with the veteran. They don't have groceries. Well, we're going to send them groceries. Give me your address. I'm going to Instacart you right now. And we will. I just don't get why it's so hard to help out this group of human beings. And that's why all of our resources were shifted. Timeless protection. We protect veterans. My company is going to end up helping a lot of vets. So if you need a breakdown on any of that stuff, all the information to get in contact with me is below. You guys have a blessed day. Stay strong. You're the best people on earth. And we thank you very much for your service.